And action. Oh, how's it going, YouTube? DM Tombstone Belts back here again with a brand new episode of DM Tombstone Live for you guys. Just give me 1 second, folks. I just need to see something real quick. Yeah, you see? Okay, so we got pardon me. Okay, so now we got sound, so that's good news. Yeah, but yeah, you guys know when I do DM Tombstone Live, it's unsanctioned, uncensored. Anything that happens to try to keep it family friendly as possible. And if you are enjoying my live streams, make sure to hit the like button because I'll be keeping track of it right up there. Obviously, I see it and you guys don't. And if you're new to my channel, want to know what I'm all about, especially with all the bad boys right behind me, check out my main channel. Oh, hold on, let me move the camera just a bit to the normal position. Oh, right there. Okay. Yeah, so just check out my main channel where it's all about, like my previous video about the room tour. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, guys. Come on. I think now I'm at 882, which surprisingly was once at 885, but people keep unsubscribing and unsubscribing for some reason. Come on, guys. I want us to get to 900. Let's try to get to 900. But anyway, I watched this week's of wrestling, with AEW, which is obviously there's going to be an event tonight. Hey, Iran, what's up? Hey, man, how are you? Welcome to the live stream, man. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. There's two things about being excited for this weekend. One, obviously, is tonight, Saturday night main event on Peacock, and as well on Sunday, I think it's what was it called, Double or Nothing, where we're gonna see MJF versus Darby Allin for the AEW World Title. It's title versus hair match, which if MJF loses, he must be bald. And maybe I want to give your guys thoughts and opinions. Maybe the outcome of the matches. Do you guys? Hey, Pat, back, man. I have a genuine question for us. Okay, how are we still watching SmackDown? I've been watching SmackDown since I was a kid. I've been watching it for no my childhood. So I'm saying I've been watching it for nearly over 20 years. And yes, maybe the material is not as good as Raw, or hasn't been as good as it used to be, but it's still watchable, damn it. So I just watch it just for the hell of it because I've been watching WWE most of my life. And I can't say that I'm not going to stop watching it because the show sucks, but I hope they get better. And to see that even Trick Williams is not they're not going to make him do much, especially now he's the U.S. champion. But worked the way up. But SmackDown's total garbage. Yeah. But maybe SmackDown will get better. SmackDown wasn't the go-to show for WWE. Most times they want to put all their attention on Raw, as you've seen. Because it's gonna have Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns in a tribal combat match at the Clash of Italy. As you know, I can't watch SmackDown. What is he talking about? Anton's 4419. Oh, we're here talking about wrestling, man. I remember that time of SmackDown 2021, 2020 to 2024. Oh, the Roman Reigns era? Wow, a lot of people liking the video already. But yeah. I'm just doing a little bit of Minecraft here and time, but I'm gonna switch it off right now to WWE 2K26, play a couple matches there, then maybe do some reaction because I actually got Netflix now set on my Xbox so I can play some old school WWE or WWF matches. Match in Italy is interesting. I would agree. Iran doesn't like SmackDown. Maybe he's right. I can't give an opinion because I can't watch it. Well, to say I never watched Raw in the early years. I always watched SmackDown. I never known anything about Raw until like 2014. Be right back, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Get a drink and I'm back. Hey, Pez, scandal or miracle? But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna switch off Minecraft and go right to WWE 2K26, play a couple matches. Probably on my I'll play one or two on my rise mode with the comeback. I'm redoing it and now make my character a heel so I can try to unlock the Japan Dome and all that other stuff and go from there. But yeah. And then maybe after I play a couple matches or so on the My Rise and Universe mode, switch right off to Netflix and then put on some old school watching. But yeah. My country 6 a.m. Wow, you're up early. Alright. Did you know what Raw was supposed to be when it started? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that during the 80s, they didn't even know about having a show like Raw or SmackDown or anything like that. All right, we're gonna go to My Rise. As I said, for copyright reasons, there's any of the songs you hear, I do not own the rights. It was supposed to be a stripped down form of the glitz and pyro, hence the name Raw. Basically, it's a show. Everything is down to Raw, SmackDown. Oh yeah, time zones and stuff like that. Yeah. Right now I'm playing my rise mode and I'm facing a mystery opponent now as a heel form of the archetype. I played the whole mode as a baby face, but now I decided maybe switch up and become a heel. Basically a bad guy. And now you're gonna face a mystery opponent. Let's see who he is. Oh, it's our true. Let's break that up. Now here we go. So, all right, how about this one? Since we got both you guys here, how about we do a bit of true or false? Speaking of SmackDown, SmackDown was actually created thanks to the inspiration from the great one, The Rock, when he always said he lay a smackdown on their candy ass. They actually made the show named after The Rock for his call of SmackDown. True or false? You're saying Iram says true. Paz, what do you say? True or false? WWE had their Friday night show called or Thursday. Well, back then it was called Thursday night. They had the show called SmackDown, and it was named after The Rock because of this phrase. It was The Rock's show. True. Okay, that's right. It's true. And when it came out, and okay, how about this one? When SmackDown came out, what day? What was the normal weekly day or day of the week that it aired? Was it? I'll give this multiple choice. Is it A, Friday night, B, Thursday night, or C, Tuesday night? Oh, already busted them open. All right. Friday. Aram says Friday, I guess. Pez, do you know? Because SmackDown came out in '99. We're close to a 30. We're literally 3 years from reaching the 30th anniversary of SmackDown, but yet it was all three of those days at one point, but I'll say Tuesday. It's actually a trick question. Yes, as they were on Tuesdays, but when they recorded them, they wouldn't post them on the air until Thursday. The early years of SmackDown, it was on Thursdays before they changed it when it would become from the WWF to the WWE time. It just started to call the name Friday Night SmackDown because it would be posted on Friday. They would air the show on Friday nights, but they weren't live. They were filmed on. They were actually do them on Tuesday nights, and then they would air them on Thursday nights in the beginning until they went to the WWE era and changed the name to Friday Night SmackDown. They would do it on Friday nights. But then many years later, they start making doing live shows for SmackDown. That's when they start happening on Tuesday nights. That's when they had the SmackDown Live era. And then years later, they start doing them live on Friday nights on Fox, and they continue on from there. And some nights that's why now most WWE shows, they say WWE Live to show the WWE logo and instead of the word live on it, that's how you know it's a live feed. But when you don't see that, that's how you know it's a taped show. But here's another one. The early years of SmackDown, there was an iconic prop that was shown on the stage on SmackDown for the last 7 years in the year 2001, and it eventually was retired in 2008 when they started switching to LED boards. What is the prop I'm talking about? Well, tag team champion. Yeah. Be right back. I'm washing my hands and getting the beer. Yeah. I wish I was just able to get a drink, but I don't want to be drinking alcohol while doing a live stream. Hey, Truth. get. Uh, well, let's say, what's the most iconic? I'm trying to ask this question. In 2001, a, a grip hand? What? What do you mean grip hand? There was an iconic prop that was in WWE's warehouse that is now in three parts, but yet it weighed nearly, I think, 8 tons. It was a giant prop that was on the stage, and it was on their stage from 2001 all the way to at least 2008 till they retired it and gone to the LED boards. You're saying the grip hand and showing was that a fist emoji? Let's wait for Pez to hear this. But yeah, all right, I'll just say yes. I think you got it right, Iram. It's called a fist. It was the infamous SmackDown. It's the famous SmackDown fist. Yeah, I'm talking about for SmackDown. And it's funny that it was the most iconic thing of SmackDown through all those years. But yeah. Oh, you don't want to stay down. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make you ass stay down. Bam. No, 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 no. I got this. Good night. Mm. Hey Dan, do you think bisexual Undertaker have any future? Well, I assume so. Yes. Oh, Jay Uso. Mm. All right, that's pretty cool. All right.
Hey, Archetype, ever since you came back, I've been watching you eat. First, you got stopped by bro. Then you went to the PC and pretended like you were putting in the work.
Okay, Pez.
Back down. Start attacking people, showing your true color. This whole time you've been picking on people who aren't at your level. But now you're stepping up to someone who's main event. Yeet, hold up. Are you saying I'm not main event? True. I'm trying to make a point here. I'm just saying I've competed in main event. I've been on a show main event. I've even been on events named main. I have my own catchphrase too. Date.
Not sure it was funny. But anyway, speaking of I was okay about this question, guys. That SmackDown's been on many channels throughout its years. Most recent one being USA. Was Abby of you? Was any of you shocked by Brock making a return? A little bit, because I thought he was actually done for good. But then again, when they pull that fake retirement crap, it really does get hard to, tell if they're honest or not about it. Yeah, I was a bit shocked. I mean, I didn't expect them to pull that whole Mark Henry fake retirement crap on Brock because I didn't think Brock was that type of person. My guys, give me 1 second. All right, that'll do. What's up there?
Jay Uso should have never got involved in our business. Can't wait for you to put it in his place next. I can't wait for him to get what's coming either. But I'm not going to face Jay. You will.
Man, who's really allowed to challenge over? Not many people,
What do you
other
mean?
than Gunther.
Archer said it'll be in Jay's corner. It'll be 2-on-1. Is that a problem for you? If you can't handle it, I can always go find someone. No. Good. This is an opportunity for you to step up. Don't let me down.
Okay. I mean, that's what I'm saying. But here's a question for you guys. SmackDown's been known on many channels throughout its near 30-year history. As of its current channel being USA, when they were on the exact same channel as Raw before it went to Netflix. What other channels do you know of that SmackDown's been on? Because I pretty much know many of them. Let me know which one, if you guys know any of the channels. At least I like to say name 3 of them. Technically, there's 2, but I'm gonna say 3 because one of them actually gets one of the channels gets a name change. So do you guys know any of the channels? Oba would beat Gunther so bad he'd think he was Walter again. Or no, Oba would be the career killer for Gunther. Oh my god, I may unlock this form of. This time Brock has to win. Definitely. WUB6? I'm trying to remember. Sci-Fi, CW, and UPN, I think. Wow, Pez directly right on that. Oh, and Hector Flores? But yeah, Pez, you're correct. It was indeed when it first started. It was on UPN. Before it was like UPN 50, but then they switched to UPN, and then they changed the name again to CW, and then they moved it. They moved out of CW and they went to Sci-Fi for a little while, and then they jumped around from back to CW a couple times, and I believe as well on USA. And nowadays it's like many times they'll switch to Sci-Fi if USA's got some sporting event or something. But yeah, it's that basically has been those three channels. I mean, unless there's a one I'm forgetting about. Oh yeah, there's also Fox. You forgot about that. There was Fox as well. So yeah, there's been four channels that mostly I remember about SmackDown being on. It was on Fox, it was on USA, it was on UPN, CW. But yeah. And as well, when SmackDown came about, what about this one? True or false? In the beginning of SmackDown's run, I mean show's history, it was the show that introduced the WWE United States Championship by by the general manager at the time, Stephanie McMahon, in 2003. True or false? CW channel was 61. Well, I don't know about. I mean, I don't know what channel. I mean, what cable? Not you company that you go for. What is that? PS Stock 835. But for me, like the channel for CW is I think it's well channel 5 for me, but where is Drew McIntyre? I don't know. Don't know Iram. Yeah. Iram says it's true. I think true or false. In the history of SmackDown or the show, it actually back in 2003, it debuted the first WWE debuted the WWE United States Championship by Stephanie McMahon, who was the general manager at the time. True or false? I'll say true. CW for me back then was 50/70. Yeah. Yeah. I watched CW on a converter box, the channel 61. Well, CW for me back in the days was channel 50.
I hear shit. So I hear it's covering WWE.
Hey, bro, you still selling that TV title? I'm interested. Well, actually, I was looking to give that away when I reach 1,000 subscribers. You interested in a TV title? Well, I do recommend if you do want to get a TV title, I say hit up some of my good friends that I get these belts from. Like if you're interested, FKA the Ghetto Basement for someone that makes great belts like this Ruthless WWE Cruiserweight. Hit up my good old friend Hassan Belts. He makes great quality for a great price. For like around $350, I assume this belt is. They like if you want it for HD, CNC, or even SD, he has great prices. Like for SD, I think he'll go like 260. HD, you're looking around 300 range. But yeah, he makes great quality belts and if you ask for a certain type of belt and you give him pictures of that, he would definitely make a belt for you. Another one, Abdullah Rajput would be another guy. Hit him up. Rana Zama, check him out. Wasn't it called something else before CW? Yes, it was UPN. It was called the UPN before, which also was UPN 50 for me, but it would then change names to just UPN and then became CW 50, then just became the CW. I don't have cable TV now, just streaming everything. Well, yeah, well, they also have cable networks channels on stream networks now. But yeah, anyway, well, let's see more on this rise.
The answer. You weren't thinking at all. That's where you're wrong. Maybe the old me wouldn't have had a plan, but now I have it all figured out. Really, what an unforgettable final moment on SmackDown before I go back to Raw to take down Braun Breaker. Is that so? You said it yourself. If this went sideways, you'd send me on my way and I'd be lost. Well, judging by the shovel marks I left on the sheet, I'd say we ventured sideways. May have been your plan, but you're not going anywhere. What do you mean? There's the transfer window before SummerSlam. There is, but you won't be in it. I've officially put you and Jey Uso protected list. You said it yourself. The actions have consequences. Well, you will deal with yours when you face Jey Uso at SummerSlam. You can't do this. I can. And by the way, since you took the fight out of the arena, your match at SummerSlam will be Falls Count Anywhere. The U.S. title better be on the line. I'm sure Jay won't have a problem with that as long as he gets his. Fine. And I'll see you at SummerSlam.
Any predictions for tonight?
Summer.
Summer, for sure. My predictions, most likely for you're talking about like Vision versus the Street Profits for the World Tag Team titles. I got a feeling that the Vision may retain them. Summer? Pick it up. Let's go to SummerSlam. Well, looks like I'm facing Jey Uso at SummerSlam for the United States Championship. Wow, look at this SummerSlam.
Step.
Vision retains. That's what I'm saying. I assume I'm going to go with the Vision on that one. I think there's also the Sol Ruka versus Becky Lynch. The title's not on the line. So I think that I want Sol Ruka to win. So they can set up a title match with her and Becky. Maybe at Clash in Italy. But yeah, what else is there? I think there's also Jade, B-Fab, and Mishin versus Rhea, Charlotte, and Alexa. I think I'm gonna have Team Jade, and then she'll end up losing her matchup at Clash of Italy. Then there's the women's tag match, which obviously I think the champs are gonna retain. That's what I'm saying. Since the title's not involved, I think Soruka's gonna win. What kind of Xbox do you have? Oh, I have like couple. I was having problems with my original Xbox One. Yeah, I have the OG Xbox One, but then I just went to the nearby game shop and got the Xbox Series One S now. Not an X. I got an Xbox Series One S right now. Hey, damn. Question. You have to answer that with you can't avoid. Okay. What's the question? I saw your remote. Yeah. Right now, just I'm gonna save this matchup. I'm gonna save this matchup next time, a little bit later today, probably when I'm not streaming. Yeah, but I did send. Yeah, universe mode. I'm gonna switch the camera over here for a minute. Here's my character. Universe mode. I'm 24-0 right now. The current undisputed champion, intercontinental champion, and world heavyweight champion. And now we're on SmackDown. It looks like I'm going one-on-one with Roman Reigns. Uh, is it Roman or Cody? It showed Cody. Hmm. Oh. All right, let's go on with this. The newest system I have is a PS2. Man, that is old school, but hey, I rock a PS2. Those things, that was the console of my childhood. Before we continue on with this matchup, I've recently been doing some updates as well on my belts. If you haven't noticed, which I just have them hanging up on the wall. I have done a paint mod on my cruiserweight title. You can see now the blue is more of that turquoise blue now, and the light heavyweight title has that as well, the turquoise blue. You probably wonder why did I not do it to the ECW World title yet? or the WCW world? Because I've been looking up on photos about the belt on on Google and that, and majority of the real belts that I've seen in real photos, they have never actually had that turquoise blue color. So basically, I was going to leave those alone. There I go. I'm going to face the OTC, but I don't think this controller needs that anymore. And plus, too, if you guys notice as well, there's one thing I haven't talked about much of was more my health update because last week when I was talking to you guys about was mostly I've been having heart problems. I checked to see a doctor about that. But on the 29th of June, yeah, and on June 29th, I'm gonna go have to get chest X-rays and echo, cardiogram, and all that stuff done on my heart, so they know exactly what's going on with me. But so far as I tell, I've just mostly been taking my aspirin and, of course, my medication, uh, buspirone, I think it's called, whatever that thing is. It's mostly for my anxiety and that. But yeah, I've been taking that every night because it does make me groggy and loopy as hell. But yeah. But anyway, yeah. Here's another question. Speaking of the United States Championship when it debuted on SmackDown, do any of you know who was the very first United States champion? Do you have high blood pressure? Uh, I mean, I'm not quite sure of it if I have high blood pressure or not, but my constant work schedule and stuff and issues in the family and that, and it runs in the family, the high blood pressure. So maybe I do, but I'm pretty sure I'm okay. Normally, I just try to stay calm. There, guys, I never get that much angry, especially with you guys with my camera. I never get angry that bad. You're too young to have those issues. Well, then again, I think I talked about it before at on the channel. I had a cousin who actually died from a heart problem, and he was only 20 years old. There was a heart problem that no one ever knew about. Even he didn't know, and he passed away a few years ago, and he was only 20. I'm nearly 10 years older than him now. Well, I mean, I'm close to my 30s right now, and yet I get it. Too young to have those type of issues, but he was real young. He was just getting the start of his life, and it was cut short because his heart just stopped out of nowhere. All right, I'm gonna draw some energy here. Get this going. Let's see what he does. Okay. Yeah, nice try, Roman. You charge at me. Time to beat his ass down. Yeah, I'm not showing no fear to Roman. Come on. Coffin drop. Come on, Roman. Mm, mm, mm. All right, Roman. Oh, you don't know when to stay down, do you? Kick down before of the center one. Ah, just like yesterday's trash. Get this out of the way. Hey, Roman. I got something for that ass. Bam! Watch. You seen that body bounce off that announce table? John Bradshaw, 2005. Did you say who was the first U.S. champion? Yes, I did. That would be Harley Race. Well, that was the first U.S. champion. I'm saying, who was the first WWE United States champion? In 2003, WWE revealed that they had a U.S. title. They ran a tournament. There was two people in that matchup, and one of them wins and becomes the first WWE United States champion. WWE United States champion. Who was the first United States champion for the WWE? That's what I was saying. Yes, Harley Race probably was the first actual United States champion for the NWA. But I'm saying, who's the first WWE United States champion? Come on, is that all you got, Roman? See, I'm gonna taunt his ass. Come on. Come on, Roman. Come on. Oh. Is that all you got, Roman? Here, I got something for him. My traditional. This happens to everybody in my matches. They get tombstone through the table. And I don't usually leave a wrestling match until someone's busted open. Oh shit. No, get off me, Roman. Get off me, Roman. No. Yeah. I think WWE takes the image from the original lineage from the original champion. Yeah, but well, actually, WCW U.S. champion. But I'm saying, who was the first WWE United States champion? It happened back in 2003. And it was a match between two lifelong friends. All right, now he's busted open. Oh shit. Nope. Let me pin you, Roman. Get your ass up. Mm, mm. Mm, mm. No. Superman punch. All that signature. Now a tombstone. Roman's done. Roman never stood a chance. Cody Rhodes. I used to love seeing people go through the Spanish announce table every week back then. Yeah. But I'm saying, do you know who was the WWE United States champion? If you don't know, then just say you don't know. I want to know you guys' answers. Does anybody know who was the first WWE United States champion? Oh, we got Night of Champions. Let's see what I got. I'm facing Logan Paul for the Intercontinental title. And that's basically it. All right. What? I think we got Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle. Nope. No. Brock Lesnar was never a United States champion. Kurt Angle, I think he was a United States champion, but that was when it was WCW. So technically yes, but yeah, also no. Yeah, I agree with that, Pez. But anyway, if none of you don't know, it was the United States Championship match between in 2003. It was Eddie Guerrero versus Chris Benoit. And obviously the winner was the first ever United States champion. So there you go, guys. 50-50 chance. Let's see if you guys know who I'm saying who was the first WWE United States champion. Oops, no. Let's no. Where's the app? No, let's go. We're gonna watch some classic. I'm gonna watch WrestleMania 17 here, guys. Don't know who was the first WWE champion. No, not WWE champion, WWE US champion, but it was either Eddie Guerrero or Chris Benoit. Which one do you think won? I'll be right back, guys. Give me 1 second. I didn't watch wrestling. I took a break. Okay, that appeared from 2002. Well, it was Eddie Guerrero. Yeah, Eddie Guerrero was the first WWE United States champion. Be right back, guys. Need to get a drink. But yeah. Oh. But I say, yeah, those are the. But I'm saying watching the WWE of that era was basically ruthless aggression, where obviously where that WCW cruiserweight. Oops, I can't even point right. That WCW cruiserweight right there actually changed design. It became this version. And I mean, sorry about that, guys. I can't even pick up my belt without having a little strain on my chest. So I'm gonna probably just not, like getting heavy belts up. But I'm all right. But yeah, Eddie Guerrero was the first WWE United States champion, and he was facing his good old buddy Chris Benoit for that title. But yeah, all right. How about this? Besides Stephanie McMahon, can you name? I want you guys to name 3 general managers of SmackDown. Like, do you know any names of the general managers from SmackDown? Did you watch the cruiserweight division on WCW? No, I did not. Back then, I didn't even. I, I didn't know much about WCW till the later years. Yeah, but I wish I would have watched it. Definitely. Yeah. I thought he beated Brock for that title in 2004. No, that was the WWE title. That was the undisputed United States title. But I say WWE United States because there's many companies that had a United States title. Because like Pez, he know like as Pez would know, there's the NWA United States champion and the WCW United States Championship. Mick Foley was GM, right? Well, he was a commissioner, but I don't think commissioner counts as a general manager. I mean, commissioner basically was running like both of Raw and SmackDown at the time until like SmackDown Live, where they had commissioners like Stephanie and Shane, were commissioners of their brands. They were different U.S. titles within the NWA territories: the Mid Atlantic version, Detroit version, etc. There was a Detroit version of the United States title. But I'm saying there was an NWA United States Championship. Yeah, okay, you know your shit. LOL. Yeah. Hey DM, you're watching WWE for 20 years. And in that 20 years, what is the worst moment that happened in WWE for you? I for the worst moment would have to be the ending of the streak. When I finally actually got the WWE Network and was watching WrestleMania 30, that was the first WrestleMania I was watching with the WWE Network. And then the previous year we watched it on pay per view. It was a great event, but now to watch it cheaper on the WWE Network, the thing that's I would say the worst moment that changed my life was definitely when Brock beat the streak. To me, I'd say that was probably one of the worst moments, and that happened in the WWE for me is the fact that they put an end to the streak. Yeah, but that's for me. NWA Detroit territory was run by a wrestler named the Sheik, the original Sheik, who was Sabu's uncle in real life. Well, I know that. Well, I didn't know there was an NWA Detroit US, but yeah, I heard about that. He ran his territory at the Coble Hall, which I've been to once for Saturday Night Main Event, which was a cool event. It was my first actual pay per view or WWE event I went to was the Saturday Night Main Event back in 2000. What was it? 2005? No. 2006. It was 2006 for us before WrestleMania 22. It was it was a Saturday Night Main Event where it had JBL versus Stone Cold Steve Austin in a beer drinking contest, which had Chris Benoit come out for. There was I think it was Carlito versus Big Show. Shawn Michaels versus Shane McMahon. And there was a segment with Mark Henry and The Undertaker. But yeah, it was that type of thing. I'm watching WWE for 10 years, and my worst is Jay Uso winning the heavyweight champion. That was the most recent one that happened, but I can understand that. Like for me, I'd say because I was because you guys know I'm a big fan of The Undertaker, and I was enjoying watching his matches at WrestleMania where the streak continues. And then when he got to 21-0, and then finally see him face Brock Lesnar, I'm like, finally he's gonna get one on Brock because I don't think he ever beat Brock in most of his matches. If anything, Brock was always victorious. I think 80% of the matches that Undertaker and Brock were in, Brock won. Yeah, but I say worst moments is mostly when certain superstar passes away can be a worst moment because it's worse because it's a sad moment to not see them wrestle again. Like when Eddie Guerrero passed away. That was my mom's favorite wrestler before she loved Roman. Oh my god. But yeah, when Eddie Guerrero passed, sad moment for everyone too. And best moment, ooh, there's a ton of best moments out there, like Cody Rhodes winning his first WWE championship is one of them. Uh the Undertaker matches, one like WrestleMania 23, Undertaker versus Batista. That would say probably a good moment to see Undertaker win the World Heavyweight Championship in Ford Field in Detroit at WrestleMania 23. Like I said, that could be a good moment. Daniel Bryan winning the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 3 was another good moment. Cody, but like top three, like most of the ones. Cody Rhodes winning the first WWE Championship. Mine is Dean Ambrose, first time winning WWE Champion. Oh yeah, I would say that. If you're talking about like funny moments, definitely like Titus O'Neil sliding under the ring during the Royal Rumble, or Dean Ambrose messing with Seth Rollins. That would be a good moment, especially when they did the ALS Ice Bucket challenges at the time. Which check them out. Just search up on YouTube WWE ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, and a lot of WWE superstars were doing them. Undertaker, Michelle McCool, Vince McMahon. And Dean Ambrose literally made and deliberately gave Seth Rollins that challenge. Worst thing in my opinion was Vince McMahon Sr. selling the WWF to Vince Jr. that led to killing the territory system. Well, then again, you gotta think about this, Pez. If Vince McMahon Sr. did not do that, is there a possibility that we would have still seen ECW around today or even WCW? And if we would, is there a chance we would have even seen TNA or even AEW, Ring of Honor, all of them on national TV? Probably not. In fact, if Vince McMahon Sr. didn't sell the WWF to his son, we would have probably never seen a WrestleMania that that's been around for over 40 years. WrestleMania probably never existed. Hulk Hogan would have probably never been as a big character or that would make wrestling popular today if it wasn't for Vince Jr. bringing him back to the WWF at the time. Territory system was stopping wrestling to popularity. Exactly. If it wasn't for Vince McMahon trying to kill the territory system, WWE would not be where it is today. Hulk Hogan would have probably never been a popular WWE superstar or a legend. He would have and there would have been no WrestleMania. There would probably been no Undertaker. There probably would not be as many of the iconic wrestling stars that I grew up with if the WWE decided to kill the territories. And of course, we wouldn't have great title belts. Pretty sure you won't see any of these great title designs. They probably still stay the same somewhat. And we would not have had any of the there probably would have been no AEW, so we wouldn't see that beautiful belt. There would probably been no TNA, so we wouldn't see any of those title belts. Stop. Wrestling could not have been that big if territory system was applied. Yeah. WWE was an NWA member back then, yes, but then they broke off of them. But yet, if they didn't do that, pretty sure of it, WWE would not have lasted long. WWE almost went out of business battling with WCW until they won the Monday Night Wars. And I have to agree with this. If it wasn't for the fact them breaking away from the territories, I'm pretty sure that WWE would not even survive the Monday Night Wars. There's a lot of things that could have happened. You would have more titles with the territory system. Probably they would not look the same. That's tough. Well, like this, Pez, do you think WCW and ECW would have still existed if they didn't? If didn't have if they still had the territories? I gotta get there. I'll be right back.
And Brad's all up the fight and that. This year, our big secrets are banned. Back to the RC. Now, just got her pivot.
Sorry about that, guys. But yeah. Yeah. WCW former CM is died a few days ago. Yeah, Ted Turner. Yeah, about that. There wouldn't be a WCW if the WWE stayed a member of the NWA. WCW only came about because of financial reasons caused the WWE. Yes. But that's what I'm saying. If we still had the territory system, if the NWA didn't struggle because of the WWE, they wouldn't had financial problems, which caused them to sell to Ted Turner to become WCW. Yes. But NWA still exists because we seem like Trevor Murdoch and all them that won the NWA championship recently. Equally, Cody Rhodes was won the NWA championship. NWA still exists. It's just that NWA, instead of a big corporation that's like that led the territories, basically became its own corporation. Oops, camera almost dropped, and everything almost went sideways. Yeah, but I say that definitely. But that's what I'm saying. If the territory came about, I mean, was still about, I'm pretty sure of it. WWE, WCW, ECW, all of those companies would probably not have existed. It would definitely not been the same if they were still the territories. There probably would have never been a WrestleMania if it wasn't for that. Yes, indeed. But and hell, I'm pretty sure of it. Majority of the wrestling shows probably would not have traveled much. Even if it did happen, if it was a possibility, WrestleMania would have been a thing. WrestleMania would probably never leave the United States. Not even got, or let alone Canada. Maybe one time it would go to Canada, which surprisingly WrestleMania has gone to Canada twice. I think happened at six, and then WrestleMania 18 when it was in Canada. So twice only WrestleMania has been to Canada. If territory system apply, wrestling could not been popular that much. Definitely, I would say so. So the NWA is just a shell of its former self. Imagine a wrestling company that same size as WWE that was the NWA back in the 80s. Well, definitely would say that. But then again, the reason why Vince McMahon did what he did to kill the territory is because he wanted the wrestling to be something that everyone could see. Everyone around the world will be inspired by, and also maybe have a chance to create more of a business for it. Because back then it was just a novelty thing you would see in the carnivals. You know, Supernatural TV show. Yeah, I know about it. Winchester Brothers and all that stuff. Yeah, I know about it. But How about this? One more thing about SmackDown before I do more quizzes. But anyway, yeah. Here's the thing: true or false? It has 15 seasons. Well, I'm pretty sure of it. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't big much into TV. Some bit. If you follow in WWE today, you have AEW and that's it. Otherwise, you go to the Indies. But with the territory system, you go to another territory and hone your craft and come back to the later date. Yes. Well, there's Ring of Honor, and of course, there's New Japan Pro Wrestling out there now, Pez. So it's not just WWE and AEW. You could go to Japan, you could go to Mexico, because they have CMLL. Yeah. Hold on 1 second, guys. One thing I don't understand is about that K-Fed Brian Griffin is dogged and how he got human girlfriend. It's a cartoon, man. Simple as that. Like that's the true question about it. Cartoon logic. It's a cartoon, so nobody really would give a shit about that. Kind of like saying, how does Brian Griffin got a 13-year-old kid when he's only 7, or now he's 8? But makes no logical sense. But yeah, I mean, if you cite cartoon logic, I pull that thing. I don't know. It's like the logic of Pokemon. How how does no time go by? Like that's the weirdest cartoon logic. Like even when it comes to Pokemon, like my little buddy Squirtle here, how does Ash Ketchum go through 25 years of going from place to place, becoming a Pokemon champion, but yet he never turned 11? He was always a 10-year-old kid. Or The Simpsons. They've been on the air for almost, nearly 40 years, and yet Bart's still 10 years old, stuck in 3rd grade. And of course, is it 3rd or is it 4th grade? I'm not sure. No, if I think if he's 10, he should be in the 5th grade. Uh, Japan wrestling was known 50 years ago. One big difference is there was no internet, so you didn't know about the other territories, other countries, unless you have read magazines back then. Well, yeah, back then we didn't have much cable either, so the way we were able to watch shows like that. Maggie is a baby for 30 years. Yep. That's why That's why Beyblade is better than Pokemon. Well, then again, I didn't grow up watching Beyblade. I grew up watching Yu-Gi-Oh! I grew up watching Pokemon. I was growing up in the 90s. I am, so I was growing up with those kick-ass cartoons like Dexter's Laboratory, Courage the Cowardly Dog, the Powerpuff Girls, Rugrats, and all that stuff. Anyway, let's go back to watching WrestleMania 17. Right now, it's a triple threat match. Raven versus Kane and Big Show for the Hardcore Championship. Beyblade was also 90s. Yeah, but it wasn't as popular back then. Like I was saying, like I was watching shows that were in the early 90s, like Goosebumps, Power Rangers, Rugrats, like all those was like early 90s, early to mid 90s. I don't know when Beyblade happened in the 90s, but I mean, it wasn't that big and popular of a show. If I can't remember it for being in the 90s. But anyway, but I would agree, like this, the Attitude Era was probably the best era of of professional wrestling because today doesn't seem like there's that many belts around like it was back then. And of course, but the only good side about this is the fact of today we get more titles for women than it was for men. Because back then, in the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era, women only had one title, and that was the women's title. But today, women got tag titles, they got mid card belts like the North American Championship or in the US and the Intercontinental title. They didn't have those back then. But they had like hardcore title, European title, uh tags, the cruiserweights and all that stuff. Yeah. I used to love playing Pokemon Red and Blue back in the 90s on my Game Boy. Well, I wasn't much of playing the games. I was more of like watching the show. Hell, I don't even know all the names of all the Pokemon. All the ones I know is like Butterfree, Metapod, Diglett, Duo, Jigglypuff, Pikachu, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander, and all those. Like I said, I know some of them. I just don't know all of them. But now they have over 1,000 of them, and I don't even know all their names because I don't play Pokemon Go and all that stuff. But anyway, yeah. Hold on 1 second, guys. Yeah, okay. Let's see. What is there to talk about? Well, we're going on for nearly an hour and a half. I'll say we'll do one more quiz and then we'll call it a day. What you today, guys? Brian Griffin sometimes hitting on Lois. Well, it's actually like how Mo Sizak was hitting on Marge. Women back in then did have a tag title. The women in wrestling in general were more of a side attraction and not like today. Well, yeah, there was I think it was a WWF women's tag title like before they had WrestleMania and all that. Before it was a lot before the golden era, but then there was not many women in there. That's why they got rid of it. But I would say, I mean, it's not a question, but I would do agree the fact that now that we have a women's intercontinental title and a women's US title, you have to agree the fact that the reason why we have now there's a women intercontinental championship It had to be from the inspiration of China winning the Intercontinental Championship during her prime in wrestling. A quick question. Yeah, okay. I am hit it. In the meantime, I want to say this. True or false? The SmackDown fist that was shown on the set for the past 7 years, from 2001 to 2008, was actually a casted mold of the fist from the Big Show. True or false? Why you are so cute? Why am I so cute? Yo, Iram. Don't let Muhammad Ali many times say something like that. Just messing with you. So that's what I was saying. That Muhammad Adib guy says some off-branded shit like that. And I'm thinking, whoa, man, let's not go that far. But in the meantime, I'm going to turn the camera actually, and we're going to actually watch a bit of this matchup of WrestleMania 17 and talk a bit about this. But I say, true or false? The SmackDown fist was actually inspired from a photo of actually from the Big Show. They used the SmackDown fist was actually a casted mold of the Big Show's own fist. True or false? Going right through the chain link fence. Man, they don't build chain link fences like they used to. Let's see. True, I guess. Paz, what do you think? Oh, wait. Yeah, that window stuff. Probably the only time you see like WWE involved with glass. And look at that, throw them right through the door. Kane puts Raven through a window. Big Show puts Kane through a door. Oh, and that's nearly 800 pounds being thrown around. It's literally a gorilla battling up a grizzly bear. And they go right through it. Look at that. They broke that right off through a wall. It's fun. We usually had tables like that back in our day. Who would think Kane would have become the mayor? I've never thought of that. Oh yeah, here's a particular scene that almost shut down the entire WrestleMania event here. This go-kart. And they were actually, that's a power cable that nearly stopped the entire show right there. To think that they were this close to literally ending WrestleMania right then and there, that golf cart running over that power cables. Oh, that could have been bad there too. But yeah, you would say true? Well, guys, the correct answer is indeed true. And if you watch, there's an episode on AE called it's called WWE's Most Wanted Treasures. And an episode for Andre the Giant, Paul White, the Big Show, with AJ Francis, who was top dollar in WWE, but now in TNA as AJ Francis. They talked about how his fist, there was a photo of Big Show with his fist out, and he says that it was the inspiration for the SmackDown fist. So here we see more of this matchup. And there goes all the Snapples. Oh, come on, that won't look like I heard that bad. Actually, no, because I think that would actually would hurt, because that's like those thick, all that salad and stuff. And yet the cameraman can't just wipe that stuff off the lens, you know. Ooh, there goes that board that shows exactly what matches are going to happen. Yeah. Maybe some point we could do an episode together. What do you think about that? I would agree with you, Paz. What do you think about that? Well, how about this one? Another one. But speaking of Kane, when you talk about the mayor, true or false? Kane's idea of the head tilt actually came from his Saint Bernard dog, Annie. True or false? That will be the last question before this match comes to an end and before I end the live stream. I'm getting a little lightheaded. I'm getting a little groggy. I think I'm gonna cut this off before I. No, true or false? Randy treat Fresher with a handshake, but before handshake, his balls. What? Like you did with other people. Oh yeah, I definitely would like to do the collaboration with you, Paz. No problem. Well, that question I'm not sure about that. I hope it's false. Because I think it's a little bit nasty. It's true, guys. Oh my god. Okay, I was saying, well, guys, we'll say this. The last question of the day. True or false? The famous head tilt that Kane did, he actually got from his dog, a Saint Bernard named Annie. True or false?
This official wasn't official bet. And it was official match. They never officially. They never officially made. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Pez, what do you think? True or false? Kane got his famous head tilt from his dog, a Saint Bernard named Annie. As many people would have thought it would probably been Michael Myers. I'd like to say false, but it's probably true. It is true. He admits it many times from the Stone Cold Broken Skull sessions when he talked to him about it, but he also admitted in his episode of WWE Legends, Kane, and as well on the Most Wanted Treasures to AJ Francis. Where he admits it many times that he actually got the famous head tilt from his dog during the early years of Mass Kane, where he doesn't speak. He did the head tilt. He learned it from his Saint Bernard named Annie. But anyway, I'm gonna end it here because we've been going on for over an hour and a half now. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this live stream, and thank you for all the likes. Looks like 6 or 7 likes. Let's see. True or false, guys? Once Jeff Hardy said he likes to do Drew. What the hell is Drew? DRU? What is that? But anyway, what is that? Well, I may say that's true. Of drugs. I'm pretty sure in his TNA era, probably would say that's true. I mean, I know he's trying to stay clean, but I think that might have been true. I'm sure he did. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's true. But I know his early years, he didn't want to do that stuff. He was seen as he was as sober as a priest on Sunday. But who's to know? Okay. I'll tell you what, guys, I gotta get going. So thank you guys so much for watching this live stream. Thank you for all the likes. I think we got about 67 likes. Shouts to Iram. Shouts to Pez. Check out Pez's channel. He shows off a lot of his belt collection. He has a great belt collection. And maybe hopefully one day we'll get Pez on here to do a collaboration like we did with Brother Kane. Shout out to him. We did with Dex, who helped me doing these live streams. Shout out to Dex. Check his channel out. He also has another channel involved with wrestling called Wrestle Chat Talk. It's false, guys. He never said that. He liked to do that. He likes to do that. Okay, he never said it, but you know he has done it. Oh yeah, and what else? Oh yeah, again, shout out to Dex and Stephen Hammer on here as well. We had a couple times. Shout out to him. Check out his channel. I think his most recent video involved with an oval IC, a block logo oval IC, which I own as well. But yeah, check it out. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, guys. There, guys. We're trying to get me to 900 so we can do some special belt giveaway for you guys. And then when I reach 1,000, I want to give away that WCW TV. Next stream date will be definitely tomorrow. And of course, since I'll be off for Memorial Day, which will be on a Monday, I'm going to do a Monday live stream for you guys. Anyway, guys, so yeah, that'll be it. Don't forget to follow me, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell so you guys be notified when I do live streams and videos. Obviously, one tomorrow around the exact same time, around noon, and as well on Monday around noon for the Memorial Day special. And yeah, follow me on my social media, like on X, on Instagram at Damien96, where I see you tomorrow, guys. See you tomorrow, Iram, where I may post stuff there if I post stuff here on YouTube. I'm DM Tombstone Belt, and for DM Tombstone Live, signing off. See you guys tomorrow around the exact same time. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.